What's up, Jack Black and CN Channel? Big Prick, Lars Ride Jepson, or what? Jefferson? What's up, people? Hey, it's me. Conservative Cuban, what's up, my main man? Hey, Jay, you ever grow a full beard? Yeah, before every time I shave, you idiot. You didn't ask me how long. I got a full beard right now. Looking like $1,000,000, Jay. Sure I am. I feel like $4. I don't know why, but I must not be recovered from last Saturday on that 455 for a set of 4. So I just did reps with 2 1/4 today. That's about it. On the incline, I did reps with 135. And then on the close grip bench, I did reps with 135. Just a bunch of sets of 15. No way I could have gone heavy today. So just did sets of 15, bench, incline, and close grip. It is what it is. As long as you don't miss a workout, you can go super light like that. Move camera down a hair. I really can't. I don't know what you guys want. Like that. How's that? Is that better? I need help. I don't really care if he's telling me what to do. You know, Big J from Canada. It's worse. You know what? I don't trust you guys because you guys. I know how you fucking guys work. You like to fuck with me. It was better before. I need to get something to mount my camera. Might as well just fucking hold it. Otherwise, you guys won't shut up. You guys like my shirt? It's from a bowl game. Lloyd Carr's last victory when we beat the Gators. I believe that was Tim Tebow. Tim Tebow was a junior. So Tim Tebow, he could put that on his resume. He's never beat Michigan. I think Tim Tebow's got 2 national championships and a Heisman Trophy, but he never beat Michigan. You know who else is a pretty good football player that never beat Michigan? Joe Montana. I don't know. I think Michigan and Notre Dame played in 1979. Must have been Joe Montana's senior year. Notre Dame lost to Michigan. So if you guys ever run into fucking Joe Montana, ask him. Say, hey, Joe, with all the accomplishments you have, how's it feel? You couldn't even beat Michigan. I was 78. No, Tim Tebow cried about the Alabama game his senior year. They lost the national championship, or they didn't lose the national championship. They just, after that loss, they didn't have a chance to get in it. Look at my fucking hair. I need to get a haircut. That mullet is looking fucking sweet. Remember when you posted about the Archangel on Instagram? Yeah, I was hammered. Um, Thoughts on Dale and his new toys? Um, Dale better be careful. It's obvious he's going through a midlife crisis. Um, Takes a lot of money to upkeep toys. It's one thing to have enough money to buy them, but you got to have money to keep them nice. So hopefully, I know Dale makes a good salary, but you couldn't pay me to buy a street bike. Fuck, some little old lady won't see you, fucking plow right into you. Back in the hospital. Me and Dale have both spent too much time in the hospital. Yeah, his Mustang looks like it's pretty back to basic. Um, I don't mean breaking down. I mean just keeping it nice. That costs money. You can't just, old shit like that. I don't care what it is. Door handles, hinges, fucking everything just breaks, man. You you touch something on an old car like that and it can crack. Shit's fragile, man. It's over 50 years old. It's been sitting in the sun. It's gotten hot. It's gotten cold. Hey, Jay, what's your oxygen level? I have no idea. Rust shouldn't be a problem in North Carolina. They don't put salt on their highways. And Dale doesn't live anywhere near the ocean. I don't know where that car's from, but Florida cars are usually pretty clean, even though there's a lot of salt. If you live near the beach, the salt gets in the air. Um, but from the offshore breeze, the humidity. But Florida cars are generally pretty fucking clean. Normally, Florida cars, the thing that's trashed is the interior from the sunlight. It's murder on paint, too. Fuck older cars. They're just such a pain in the ass. Jay, would you ever get a Hayabusa? Um, no, that's a nice bike, though. The GSXR, isn't that the GSXR 1300? Um, that's a nice fucking bike. That's just not my style. I'd rather have a fucking Yamaha VMAX, a real muscle bike, instead of a sport bike. If I was going to get a bike and I was going to get a fast fucking street bike, it would be a Yamaha VMAX. I like more of a cruiser style, like a bully bike. The ultimate bully bike is a Yamaha VMAX, right? I mean, if you wanted to have a bully of a motorcycle, it's the Yamaha VMAX. Because you could bully the sport bike guys, and you could definitely bully the fucking American bike guys. What about a V-Rod? They're fucking slow. What car would you get if you had an unlimited budget? That's a great question. Am I limited to one car? um, could it be a truck? Um, if I could get one car, I would probably I would have to go with a 1969 CL1, which is an all aluminum 427, aluminum block, aluminum head. Um, Corvette. I think they only made two. So yeah, I want a 1969 Chevrolet Corvette ZL1 427, which is a 7-liter, all aluminum, 4-speed. They made 2 of them. Jay, this is a great question, Storm Crow. Jay, do you like jam? And if so, what flavor? I prefer strawberry preserves or red raspberry preserves. Who doesn't like fucking jam, you asshole? Jelly's bullshit. Jelly is something Genova would fucking eat. So you guys don't want to know where I am, where I'm working out in the morning? You don't have any good questions? I'm in Pennsylvania. I happen to be in, I think technically this is Carlisle. But I'm real close to Harrisburg. I'm on the border of Harrisburg and Carlisle, Pennsylvania. I'm here for 2 nights. I got to be in a shithole. I shouldn't say it's a shithole. I've never been there. I just didn't want to stay there for the weekend. I got to be in Kutztown, PA, Monday morning. Kutztown, Kutztown, Pennsylvania. But I decided to stop here in Carlisle for the weekend to train. Kutztown is eastern Pennsylvania, and I'm just not a huge fan of eastern Pennsylvania. I like central or western Pennsylvania. Now there's a LA Fitness pretty damn close to here. I've been there several times. And tomorrow, I always do back on Sunday. And, LA Fitness is perfect for me for doing back because they have all the hammer strength for back. I love doing hammer strength for back. I'm having a couple cold pops right now. And usually if I have some cold pops the night before, I generally don't like to do bent over rows. But I can go into the gym on Sunday morning after having a couple of pops and do a hammer strength workout. I mean, hammer strength is a lazy man's workout. So probably just go to LA Fitness in the morning. I don't really need some hardcore bodybuilding gym. I trained this morning in Florence, Kentucky at the LA Fitness. That's how far I drove today. I woke up this morning in Florence, Kentucky. I stayed in the Meijer Thrifty Acre parking lot last night. Meijer is just a huge grocery store, kind of like a super Walmart. And there's an LA Fitness right down the street or right next door. I do have a goiter. Look at that. So anyway, I did chest. Well, I told you what I did. I don't call it chest. That's gay. I did bench press, incline barbell press. Then I went back to the flat and did a close grip. Call it whatever you want. Call it chest and tries, whatever. Go fuck yourself. Oh, I did finish up, though. I did do a 4th exercise. I just forgot. I finished off with Hammer Strength Machine Military, which is just a beautiful machine. Especially if you don't really give a 2 flying fucks about your delts. You just don't want to neglect them. After you get done with your pressing routine, if you just want to make sure you're not neglecting your deltoids, Hammer Strength Military, perfect. I just went nice and light, In fact, on the hammer strength military, I went super light. I just did one plate on each side, did sets of 25, maximum blood flow. I don't see comments now. I don't know how to work this. Oh, there they are. I must have touched my screen. Yeah, breathing is rough at 336 pounds. I breathe my best when I'm on my CPAP. What body part does Brad need to work on the most? I don't know. Brad trains hard as fuck. Um, it's hard to pinpoint what Brad needs because that guy overtrains every single muscle in his body. Um, Brad is a hard worker. That and that's really his downfall. Is Brad works out fucking hard, fucking 5 days a week. Brad doesn't understand um, that sometimes to get bigger you got to do an easy workout or a lighter workout, or maybe miss a day. Um, you know, I you know I and I don't blame Brad. I think the people that Brad learned how to lift from are morons. Like Brad, I don't know if anyone ever actually taught Brad how to lift. I think Brad just kind of figured it out on his own, watching other cookie cutters at the gym, and watching a cookie cutter, and then just kind of coming up with your own program, watching cookie cutters, isn't necessarily the right way to go. You know what I mean? Brad is very old school in the sense that, like, see, I know my body. I know when I need a light workout or an easy workout because that's what's best for me in the long run to get stronger. You can't go heavy and hard all the time. And Brad is old school. You want to go light or go easy, Brad? Oh, you're a fucking pussy. You know, all 200 pounds of him calling me a pussy with his foot. And I don't even know if the guy can bench 315, but he wants to call me a pussy. But no, he's just got that attitude. He's a hard worker, and I'm complimenting him right now. But he's a hard worker to a fault. He doesn't know when to back off. And I'll tell you, to get bigger and stronger, you better learn how to back off. Because if you train balls to the wall 5 days a week, and you do that weeks on end, you stop making gains. I just did some blow. He is athletic. You got to eat big and lift heavy. I don't know what that means. I also hit 3.2 when I top out for a meet. I don't know what that means. There's no way to get a 3.2 body fat. You must be talking about something else. What would Brad and Valerie need to do to improve their sex life? Well, that's simple. And explore Brad's sissy boy side. I think that I think that would add dimensions to both of their um, sexuality, and I think it would lead to enhanced orgasms. Jay, do you have a concealed weapons permit? If not, I suggest getting one. I'm not really sure I want one. Um, you know, I really need to find out what's legal to carry in a fucking semi. I had a friend tell me that the only thing you're allowed to carry in a semi is a fucking shotgun. While we're here, if any of you shitheads feel like researching it, look up the Department of Transportation regulations and look up firearms. Um, I think you're only allowed to carry a shotgun in a 18-wheeler. I think that's the only thing legal to carry from state to state. Jay, thoughts on racial segregation? I don't believe in it. I believe you should be able to live where you can afford and pay the taxes. That's a great topic because you guys need to watch. Mark Levin has a show Sunday nights on Fox News. It's called Life, Liberty, and Levin. He's going to address this issue on Sunday because Joe Biden, who's running for president, wants a policy where they want to make all suburban communities racially equal, and if a suburban neighborhood does not have enough minorities, they're going to use taxpayer money to build a high-rise, low-income fucking housing project to bring people of color into the neighborhood. And Biden's proposal is if the community doesn't agree to it, he'll hold back their money for roads. And this is fucked. I don't know if you guys are old enough. Maybe you've seen the reruns, but there's an old show from the 70s about a black family that lived in a high-rise housing project called Good Times. And imagine going to college, getting a good job, marrying the girl of your dreams, having a couple of real nice kids, buying a house out in the suburbs, and all of a sudden you find out they're building a fucking housing projects near you because your community is too white. That's fucked. That's absolutely fucked. People should live where they can afford to live. We live in a fucking free country, motherfucker. People of color can get into any college they goddamn want. The pathway is there. They just need to do the work. And so I don't believe in section. I believe in freedom. I would never, ever want to hold back a person of color from living in a neighborhood because of their skin color. That's fucked. What should hold people back from living in neighborhoods is their ability to pay or their ability to buy. That's called capitalism. That's the American way. It's not American to tell someone, well, you're black, you can't move in this neighborhood. That's fucked. That's bullshit. You know? So, no, I'm not for segregation. And I'm not for segregation in schools either, because that's why so many people move to the fucking suburbs and pay shit tons of fucking taxes, because property tax is what pays for the school district. So your kids deserve the quality of education you're paying into. So if you move somewhere where the property taxes are high, your kids deserve a fucking good education. If you're living somewhere like ghetto where the property taxes are fucking next to nothing, don't expect much for your kids. You're going to get what you pay for. It's capitalism. So, they want to fucking build these high-rise housing projects in the fucking suburbs and bring in a bunch of low-income people that aren't going to be contributing to the fucking school district. And it's almost like busing, which is fucked. But building housing projects is worse. So, no, I don't believe in segregation. I believe in capitalism. And I think you should be able to have whatever you can earn and attain through fucking your skill and your ambition. No more. Jay, you should adopt a starving child from Africa. If I was going to adopt a person of color, I'd rather adopt an American black kid that could play some fucking ball. I mean, I wouldn't mind having an African American teenager in my house if he was fucking rushing for like 2,000 yards a season, and my local high school football team was fucking state champs. My kid was, and my foster kid or adopted kid, whatever, was getting a full ride to Michigan, go blue. Fuck. I would. Nothing wrong with that. They would steal from you. No, they wouldn't. What are your thoughts on self-driving trucks? They're probably not going to happen in my lifetime. You look like Bert from Sesame Street. Thanks, because you guys know that Bert and Ernie were both fucking homos. Yeah, I'm not watching pro sports this year, bros. The pro sports is done. Um, these fucking pansies are all fucking kneeling for the fucking anthem. Um, Jesus, Curtis Dodson is swift. How did you notice I got a new cup? When I bought a brand new cup, but it's the exact same cup. Does it say something different on it? You're slick, bro. Oh, that's the thing with you trolls, man. You guys notice fucking everything. What's in the cup? I don't know if I should tell you guys what's in the cup because I'm in my truck and the keys are in the ignition and it's running. I don't want to get in trouble. Why don't you switch to drinking Michelob Ultra? Fewer calories. That's the gayest thing I've ever heard. Yeah. Has anyone found out what is the Black National Anthem? Like, I heard they're going to be doing two anthems for football this fall, but No one's told me what the black national anthem is, which is fucked. Absolutely fucked. Um, you know how embarrassing. If I was a black person, and I was a veteran of our military, and all of a sudden, the BLM movement is forcing fucking sports teams to have a fucking black national anthem, I would be embarrassed to look at my white friends in the fucking face. I would literally be embarrassed to be black. Fuck. This shit is. You know, Big J, I saw a Dave Palumbo video where he, shit, where does it say that? Just missed the shit about Dave Palumbo. Dave Palumbo used C? Dave Palumbo video where he said he used to pin test C every other day for the most stable levels, especially if they can trinacetate your thoughts. All right, Elgino. If you're gonna pin every other fucking day, why not just do test propionate? Why would you use a longer acting ester? If you're already committed to pinning every other fucking day, why not just use test probe? I mean, that's the perfect protocol. The perfect protocol for stable dust levels is to shoot test probe every other day. You can't get any more perfect than test probe every other day. So that proves to me that Dave Palumbo is rather stupid. Why would you use test C? Test C, you only need to shoot 2 or 3 times a week. You know, like Monday, Thursday, or a Monday, Wednesday, Friday at the most. Because that's like a 14-day half-life. I don't get it. Dave Palumbo is probably had the most fake muscle in the history of the planet. Trent Elgino, Trent acetate. You should definitely shoot that 3 times a week, like a Monday, Wednesday, Friday, at the least. But I'm going to tell you something, brother. Trent acetate is so mentally addicting because it's so fast acting. You're not going to go 2 days without pinning it. Like you might say, well, I'm going to do test probe and Trent acetate Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Well, come Sunday, your mind is going to start to tell you you haven't done any Trent acetate since Friday, and because acetate is fast. So I would just do the if I was going to be a pin machine like that, I would do test probe and Trent acetate, and I would just pin it every other day. Because I'm telling you, your brain is not going to let you skip a day of the Trent acetate. Trent acetate is so fucking mentally addicting that even if you're doing it every other day, let's just say you realize, hey, I mentally can't handle just shooting this shit 3 times a week. I need to pin it every other day, like Big J said. Well, then, because you're doing it every other day, you can't schedule your workouts around that. So then all of a sudden, like a week later, you got like a huge workout plan for the next day, and it's not your day to pin the trend. You're like, fuck. My workout matrix didn't match up with my tren acetate matrix. Just causes mental problems. But you could always just shoot I've taken a tren ester mix and parabolin in the past. Well, unless you did parabolin in about 1990, it was probably fake. I did real parabolin from France in the glass ampules. There were 76 milligrams back in like 89. That shit was the bomb. 76 milligram fucking ampules. I think I did 2 a week. Fuck. That's Tren Hex for you guys that don't know what I'm talking about. It's a super long ester, so you don't need much Tren because it's in you for longer than Equipoise, longer than Deca. Yeah, parabolin was the shit. And I'll tell you what, El Gino, I back in that day, the information about juicing wasn't as readily available as it is now. I did my research on parabolin, and what I found out was, and this is 1989 or 1990. I remember where I lived. No, it had to have been 89. And I read that tren is a fucking receptor whore. So it said what I read, it said basically anything you take with tren, you're basically wasting. You might as well just flush it down the toilet, because tren is going to occupy all your receptors, and nothing else is even going to get absorbed into your system. And now that's somewhat true, but I still so I did my parabolin with nothing else, no test, no orals, nothing. And my sophomore year in college, I benched 470 on parabolin, and that was on a tren only cycle. Tren only, and it was 2 ampules a week. 76 times 2 is 152. So I was doing 152 milligrams of tren a week as a 20-year-old, and I benched 470. Tell me you don't want some of that drug. But anyway, back to that. Tren is a receptor whore. That's true. But saying you should flip, you're wasting anything if you take it with tren is kind of, that's outdated technology. But you got to stack with tren very scientifically. Like, yes, tren is an androgen receptor whore. So you got to look at things that work in different pathways. Like, you can use a little bit of test, because a little bit of free testosterone is good. Who cares if your testosterone binds to the androgen receptor? Let it stay free in your bloodstream. But you can't do too much test with tren, because too much free testosterone will give you nasty side effects. Which, in fact, a lot of the side effects that people attribute to tren are actually because they're doing too much test and their free testosterone is too high. Other things that stack good, with Tren are drugs that bind with the sex hormone binding globulin, which would be Anadrol, Winstrol, and Masteron, or the oral version of Masteron, which is Proviron. Those are the drugs to stack with Tren. And so modern day technology for a Tren cycle. Like, remember back in the old days, everyone would say you need twice as much test as your anabolic. Like, if you're gonna do 500 deca, you need 1,000 tests. Well, that might be true, but if you do that with Tren, you're gonna feel sick as fuck. Tren, you need to do TRT levels of test. And I know you guys are not going to believe me, but you got to trust me. If you're going to do a Tren cycle, keep your test at TRT levels and you'll feel good. And then if you feel you need to stack more, choose drugs that bind with the sex hormone binding globulin, like Winstrol, Anadrol, Proviron, or Masteron. Right. Elginos, I usually do 50 to 75 milligrams a week of test over what I take of Tren. Winnie sucks. Not necessarily. All right, here's a good question. Jay, haven't been to the gym since March. Should I go back and do heavy low reps or light and lots of reps? Those are both wrong. Here's what I would do if I'd been off the gym that long. I would go in, and I'm always going to, obviously I have bad knees, so I can't squat, but I'm going to tell you what I would do if I was healthy. My first workout back would be a squat workout, because nothing stimulates growth in the entire body like the squat. And I would do like a 5 sets of 5 so I don't get sore. And I wouldn't go heavy because that's stupid. So I would use a moderate weight, and I would do like a 5 sets of 5 in the squat my first day back. And then that night your body is going to be crazy with all sorts of different natural growth hormones. And then the next day I would go back in and I would do something similar for my pressing movements. I would do like a 5 sets of 5 with a moderate weight on the bench press. And then on my third day, I would go in. I don't know if you're a power lifter or a bodybuilder, but on my third day, I would either deadlift or do barbell rows. And once again, I would do a 5 sets of 5 with a moderate weight. I wouldn't go heavy or light. I wouldn't do low reps or high reps. I would do a 5 sets of 5. I would get my volume in. I would get 25 reps in, but I would use a moderate weight, because you don't want to hamper your progress. And no matter what you do your first workout back or your first 2 weeks back, you're going to grow like a weed. So why do too much so you can't get back in the gym? If you're too sore, you're fucked. You can never do too. You can never. I'm searching for words here. You can never do too little. So on your comeback, do as little as possible, brah. that your brain will let you live with, because you're going to grow no matter. Do as little as your brain will let you get away with, because you're going to grow no matter what. So, and the first 3 weeks, I wouldn't worry about any isolation work. I wouldn't do any arms, um, any isolation work. I wouldn't do leg curls. Um, I would just stick to like compound movements. But my program is pretty much all compound movements. But for someone coming off a long layoff, I would especially urge you to only do compound movements. You don't need your first 3 weeks after a long layoff. You do not need isolation work. You know, I mean, you want to fuck yourself over after a long layoff? Do some preacher curls, okay? And then you'll be like, Jay was right. Just trust me. The body is an organism. You're not going to get bigger that first week back doing preacher girls or fucking cable press downs for triceps with a rope. Okay? Let me go back to my analogy that I brought up in my last live about the tadpole becoming a frog. The tadpole can do all the side laterals for his shoulders he wants. He's still only going to become so big of a frog. Okay? So you can't rush how big you're going to become on an organism level. That takes time, that takes sleep, and that takes food. So doing a bunch of gay movements that bodybuilders do, prepping for a show, is going to do nothing but make you too fucking sore and set you back in the long run. Think about a tadpole. A tadpole is going to become a frog. And doing lateral raises and preacher curls and tricep pushdowns isn't going to make him a bigger frog. Eating and sleeping is going to make him a bigger frog. And doing basic shit like jumping around like frogs do. You know what I mean? Just jumping around. So do as little as possible and condition yourself slowly. Like don't think like your fucking high school fucking football coach or high school fucking gym teacher where you're gonna condition yourself in these goddamn 14 days, son. It doesn't work like that in bodybuilding or powerlifting. So anyway, I hope that helps. Ugh. I gotta piss again. I'm having fun with this live. Tim Tebow's junior year. Look, I'm so fucking big. The shirt doesn't even fit. Ugh. Back to the driver's seat. So I think that's one mistake that Brad makes is he does too much bullshit. When I started lifting weights in my mom's basement in the 8th grade, I had a poster. I got a 110-pound barbell set and a bench, and it came with a poster with the weights. And I put that poster up on the fucking wall. And it probably had, 20 or so exercises, because I had dumbbells too. But you don't need 20 exercises. I've been trying to tell you guys, find maybe 12 exercises at the most and get as good at those 12 exercises as you can. Have you ever done injectable D-ball? My dealer is selling it. Do your homework, son, because the D-ball molecule and the equipoise molecule are identical. Do a little research on equipoise, and you'll find out that scientists were trying to make an injectable D-ball when they created equipoise. What's chain bocking? What's your current cycle, Big J? Same as usual. I'm doing Test 400 blend, which is similar to Sestanon. It's just got more gear in it. I was doing Test C, but I ran out of Test C, so I switched to the Test blend. And I'm still doing equipoise. I try and never run out of equipoise. Even when I'm stacking other shit, I just cut back on my EQ. But I run EQ in the background as long as I have it. I don't care what else I'm doing. I'll do a CC of EQ a week. But I just did add something different last week. I was going through my gear, and I found out I had 4 vials of Masteron Entonate, which is a shit ton of Masteron Entonate. I realized I don't need 40 cc's of Masteron Entonate. So, and the gear is over a year old, or I've had it for over a year. So, last Sunday I pinned 2 cc's of Masteron Entonate. So I'm going to get rid of at least one of those vials. So I'm on Test, EQ, and Masteron, which is like a poor man's Primobolan cycle. Because Primobolan is nothing more than an EQ that's a little more androgenic. So if you do EQ and Masteron, you're doing Primobolan, but a lot cheaper. Thoughts on Redcon 1? Why do all their athletes die? Aaron Singerman. sure about that. Could I get some real good white pussy that day? Then I might be in. Otherwise, it wouldn't be worth it. Jay, do you have a Loves card? No. Hold on. Why is Cheap Hustlers Records saying not scared, Jay, to take all that? What are you talking about? You, I don't care. You can do 2 cc's of test, 2 cc's of Equipoise, and 2 cc's of Masteron. Split up your injections into it like a Tuesday, Friday, or a Monday, Thursday. It's really not a lot of gear. You're doing 2 shots a week. I know it sounds like a lot, like, oh, he's doing test, Equipoise, and Masteron. Dude, you're doing 2 shots a week. There's people out there that pin every day. So if you're pinning twice a week, you don't have a problem. And trust me, I don't pin any more than twice a week. That's why I always try and do a 3 cc shot. The great Dorian Yates said anything less than 3 cc's is a waste of scar tissue. And he's right. Like you people that want to I want to keep my hormone levels perfectly balanced. I'm going to do half a cc every other day. Okay. If you want to stick your ass with a needle that much, go for it. But no, seriously, if you can get away with pinning twice a week, go for it. Like right now, I'm doing basically 6 cc's of gear a week, and I break it up into 2 pins, either a Monday, Thursday, or a Tuesday, Friday, and I do a cc of test, a cc of EQ, and a cc of Masteron. I do that twice a week. It's really not a lot of gear. For those of you guys that are big and know what it takes to be big, you guys are probably laughing at that like he's on nothing. But those of you fags that fucking, claim to be natty and you did, you probably think that's a lot. 6 cc's a week of gear is not a lot. Especially when 4 of those cc's are EQ and Masteron. I mean, I'm doing literally 2 cc's of test a week, which is really not much at all. 2 cc's of test, 2 cc's of EQ, and 2 cc's of Masteron and thing. It's a great cycle. It's only 6 cc's, 2 shots a week with full syringes. Man up, bro. I mean, Masteron basically has 0 side effects. EQ basically has 0 side effects, except for you need to give blood, because EQ will raise your red blood cell count. And 2 cc's a test, everyone knows that's really not that much. So I'm fine. So all you people, talk your shit. Go fuck yourselves. Hey Jay, what age did you start smoking? Um, I don't think I started smoking till about 2 or 3 years ago, and I don't even smoke, brah. Like I don't have any smokes with me right now, and I haven't smoked all week. Big J smokes when he's trashed. So if you see a cigarette in my mouth, you know I'm trashed. Right now I'm not trashed. Ashley Smith, J, spiced rum or whiskey? I like spiced rum because it mixes with everything. Um, I'm a I'm a Captain Morgan fanatic. I'll drink Captain Morgan with fucking anything, and I'm not that way with whiskey. Yeah, spiced rum is like it's pirates, will man. Smoking is to offset the beer tasty. Eh, you missed out on Brad being a white knight. Sickening. Tyson versus Jones Jr. Well, considering that I'm over 50 myself, I have to root for Mike Tyson. I think the old guy is going to kick us an ass. Take any supplements? Fish oil, bro. Fish oil. Increase your good fats if you're going to juice. Yeah, Brad's a real tough guy. I don't want to say anything about Brad. Jay, you ever like Mayweather? I really didn't watch boxing during the prime of his career, so I don't really have a comment. No, Brad is a good guy. You know what's got me pissed off at Brad lately? It's is these salty comments he's been making about me. I'm supposed to be his friend, and you know, Brad is trying to maintain this tough guy image of being a Delray misfit on the internet. That he tries to make these snarky comments about me, and I don't really appreciate that because I consider Brad a friend and like a really good friend. Um, so when Brad says fucking bad shit about me, it legitimately hurts my feelings, even if it's not true. Um, if you notice, Andrew doesn't say bad shit about me. And Andrew is one of my great friends. Love Andrew. Um, and I don't think Andrew's ever said a cross word about me on the internet. But Brad, Brad's on obviously more gear, and he's got a younger girlfriend, and so Brad plays tough guy a little bit more. So Brad likes to run his mouth. But no, I love Brad. I would kiss Brad on the mouth. I love that guy. Uh, but yeah, when he talks shit about me, yeah, it hurts my feelings a little bit. Neutrino says only you can hurt your feelings. That's true. I could be a Nazi as well. But I'm not a Nazi. I love Lenny too. No, you're not going to see my dick. It's real small right now. Jay, can you please describe what the Ment steroid is? I, do you mean, shit, you just mind fucked me. I can't, dude. It's not Ment. The Ment. Janoy Kresova, what's your 1 rep max on bench right now? Dude, fucking like 250. Because last week I did 455 for 4. And all that does, that may build muscle, but that ruins your max. When I was training for that bench press contest where I did 500, the most I was doing on my heavy days was 450 times 1. But I was blasting them up like a fucking rocket launch. And in fact, when I get down to bench a heavy weight, I'm going to give you guys, I like to think about a top fuel fucking funny car taking off from the line. That's the kind of speed you need off the fucking chest. Yeah, so my bench press for 1 rep max right now is shit. Because I went heavy last week. You don't go heavy leading up to a powerlifting meet, ever. Most powerlifting meets require a wrestling singlet. Thanks, Mike Kovac. What's that blue car in your profile picture? Is that a fucking Camaro? Mented Jay. I've never heard of it. Not doing coke. Not saying I wouldn't do coke. All right, here comes the red light. Tell me if this makes it better, because it's dark now. Is that better? You guys like the red light, Roxanne? You don't have to turn on the red light, Roxanne. Big J, what's the best gun for self-defense versus Black Lives Matter? Um, I always recommend the 12 gauge pump shotgun. Should be your first gun. So if you don't have a gun now, get a 12 gauge pump. And let's take a minute to talk about guns. Here's how I would, if someone came to me and said, Jay, the race riots are going to happen. Teach me about guns. Okay. I would take them to the gun store and I would get them a 12 gauge pump. And then I would take them out and I would teach them how to shoot a 12 gauge pump, because that should be your first gun, period. Once they mastered the 12 gauge pump, I would tell them, well, now you need a rifle and now you need a handgun. We'd go back to the gun store and I would get them an AR-15 and I would get them a 38 special or 357 6-shot revolver. So if you want to own 3 guns, like let's say you're the type of guy like, hey, I want to protect my family, but I don't want to own a shit ton of guns. I'm telling you, the 3 guns you need to buy. You need a 12 gauge pump. You need an AR-15, and you need a handgun and a 38 special 6-shot. Now you got a shotgun, a rifle, and a pistol, and you got pretty much all you're ever gonna need in 3 guns. Regis Philbin died. Yeah, I heard about that. He was a nice guy, good guy, staunch Notre Dame fan, which I respect because that's a classy football team. Um, what's the best gun for a trucker? I would have to say a 357. Eighth grade, fastest 2 mile. 10:59, Baker Middle School. Look it up. Troy, Michigan. It's still the school record for all I know. I ran a 10:59 2 mile at Baker Middle School in like 1982. And I think it's still the school record. Did you run cross country? Only for half a season in ninth grade. Oh. I wound up ninth grade. I ran cross country. I wound up injuring a quad because we were doing downhill runs. And I don't know if any of you guys are runners, downhill runs, your quads take a beating. I'm living the glory days, asshole. I'm 51 years old. Carlos Juarez, did you compete in any other events besides hammer throw in college? No, I did the shot put and the hammer throw. Farthest shot put throw. Well, I want you to remember in college they throw the 16-pounder. I wasn't the greatest, but I was pretty good. I threw 55-11. I didn't think that's as far as Bruce Jenner threw it. Okay. 51 and lives with his mom and in a cabin. You're my motivation, Jay. I don't even own a cabin. I wish I still did. Oh, I sold my cabin in Michigan. are you on Cameo? Bronco. Looks good. I don't have much money. If I'm ever going to build up a fast car or big truck, I'm going to have to do a two-wheel drive Cummins turbo diesel. Jack McClure, I just answered that question. I think my next project is going to be a two-wheel drive Ram truck with a Cummins turbo diesel. Great question, Rob. Yeah, I want to build up a Ram with a 24 valve Cummins, and I want to start out with somewhat of I don't want an extra cab, or I don't want a crew cab. I want to get a regular cab, two-wheel drive, so I'm not pushing all that extra weight. But I think I want a dually for that extra traction. Those, they look cool. Regular cab dualies look fucking cool. Especially two-wheel drive. That's just like a bully truck. Low to the ground, two-wheel drive, fucking regular cab dually with a fucking Cummins turbo diesel in it that's built up, blowing black smoke. Yeah, I love the looks of a regular cab dually. I'm sorry. I'm not one of those 4x4 guys that wants a four-door. That's fucking gay. That's fucking gay. Huh. Jack McClure seems like a good guy. Yeah. Now, I wouldn't mind having a crew cab or an extended cab. I just know that on my budget, I can get a rear-wheel drive for like pennies on the dollar because nobody else wants those trucks. It's like a landscape truck or a fucking construction company truck. Two-wheel drive, dually, with a Cummins turbo diesel. I'll make that motherfucker 1,000 horsepower for pennies on the dollar. I could make a truck like that faster than Dale's Mustang. That would be funny. A 6,000-pound fucking work truck. Say bye-bye, Dale, to his little 302 Mustang. Oh. Sam Hughes says big blocks only. Yeah. All right, Sam. I've thought about going the Chevy way because I'm a General Motors person. I thought about getting a gas engine dually with the 8.1 liter engine, The 496? Hell yeah. Chevy Dually. Jay, have you ever wanted to have children? Eh, I'm gonna have children. Um, I have children right now. But are you asking, like, once I retire, am I gonna worry about, like, who's gonna take care of me once I'm old? Yeah, I've thought about it. That's why I've been thinking about doing the foster grandparenting for years now. But I want to help out my local high school football team. And I'm driving on the road. Well, I don't really have a home right now. But I'll tell you what, once I retire and I stick a fucking stake in the ground and say this is where I'm retiring, um, I'm definitely thinking about like uh, the the foster um, grandparenting thing, and I'm all about being part of my local high school football team and fostering fucking kids that can help out my message. I would only bring in foster kids if they can help the fucking sports team in my local community. I'm not opposed to that. Did you name the blow up doll Dale? I don't want to fuck with Dale right now. Dale is my friend. Dale is going through something right now that none of us know about. We can only speculate about and bullshit about, but none of us have any fucking facts. The best thing I can do is say, I love Dale. Like I love PJ Braun. What about PJ Braun and Blackstone? You know, I love PJ Braun and Blackstone Labs new acquisition that guy Sisterano or whatever his name is. What a fucking cool dude. Wow. Guy Sisterano, is that how you pronounce it? I I fucking Blackstone Labs is fucking I really think they're going places with this new pickup of Guy Cisterano. It's not Lenny, trust me. It's a troll account. And Guy Cisterano fucking knows it. And and him and I are bros. But what a fucking badass that guy is. I mean, I don't really care that he's 5'5". The fact that he's been on the Olympia stage and he, he he shoots deer, he cuts up his own deer. I fucking love this guy. Like, I'm willing to look over the fact that that he's a miniature bodybuilder because I think he's so fucking cool. Guy Cisterano is fucking cool in my book. Guy Cisterano is so fucking cool. When when I started fucking exchanging messages with him about all this bullshit, how he thought it was Big Lenny fucking trashing him, him and I got to be fucking. We started talking deer hunting, and I said, hey man, I want to come up to your place and shoot a fucking deer. And you know what Guy Cisterano's fucking response was? He said, hell yeah, bro. This fall we'll get you a deer. Guy Cisterano is a fucking badass. You want to fuck with a guy like that? Go ahead. I think I think PJ and Blackstone Labs made the perfect fucking acquisition. And I know what you guys are gonna say. Jay, you hate short bodybuilders. And yes I do. But this man is a very nice man and I like him and he liked me. And so we're gonna make an exception for Guy Cisterano, and because he's Blackstone Labs, we are gonna. I'm drunk. Listen to you guys. I need cigarettes so fucking bad. What do you guys think I'm jealous of? I really hope. Uh, dude, I like Guy Cisterano. Is he really 5'5"? That's fine. Um, you know what? I'm gonna have to bite my tongue on everything I've ever said about bodybuilding because he's a Blackstone Labs athlete and he's a very, very nice person. He offered to help get me a deer this fall. And so, sometimes when you're an asshole and other people are nice to you, you need to shut the fuck up. And that's what I'm doing right now. I'm a I'm a fucking Blackstone for life now. Guy Cisterano is one of their athletes, and him and I have been DMing back and forth. Um, and it all started over because he thought, and I had to send him a message. I'm like, bro, dude, this isn't the real Big Lenny. And I see you cutting up all this deer meat. I want to shoot a deer. And he's like, oh man, you make it up to New Jersey. We're going to help you get a deer. He is a nice, nice person. The guy at Toronto, it seems like just a fucking nice man. And he, I don't care about bodybuilding. I'm not a bodybuilder. Um, he's a PJ. So I'm gonna stand by. What the fuck? I don't even know the. You guys know Big J the Bigot. Sorry, I can't pronounce Guy Cisterano's name properly, but someone maybe help me. I guarantee you he's not pissed, and I guarantee you PJ Braun's not pissed. Matthew Durkin, what kind of music you like, Big J? Um, Depends on the mood. If I could answer your question with one answer, if Big J was stranded on a desert island and he could only have music from one artist and one artist alone until he died, I would pick the Rolling Stones. I'll stand by that. Jason Giovanni. Jay, worst hotel you've ever stayed at? None. The fuck, are you a moron? People are all fucking new, man. Yeah, the Rolling Stones. I'm not saying they're my favorite band, but if I could only listen to one band for the rest of my life, it'd be the Rolling Stones. Period. There's not even a discussion. Eh, Jay's bombed. Really? I'm ready to fucking fight. I'm so pissed I have these surgically repaired knees. I would be the most bad 51-year-old motherfucker in the country. I actually like cans. Eagles. I love Joe Walsh. Joe Walsh was in the Eagles.